Righty then. What's going on, guys? Fucking, you guys know me all too well. I know this is a late one, but that's all right. I don't care. I can't. Fucking, I'm not tired yet. I do want to sleep, but I know if I try to go to sleep, I'm not going to be able to sleep. So I figure I'd spend maybe about an hour on here, maybe less, 45 minutes to an hour tops, just to shoot the shits with you guys and fucking, you know what I mean? Just talk some gaming shit and then go to bed. But I'm definitely not very happy right now with an individual, but I mean, whatever, it's fine. I don't care. What's up there, Sherrod? How you doing, buddy? Let me go ahead and just pause that, get the chat out, and then I'll get this video out there for people on Twitter and shit. If they even come to watch it, which I don't really care. If I don't really give a fuck if they do or not. Um, but yeah, man, you know, one thing that I do hate is when I be honest with somebody, and then, you know what I mean, that same person that I'm honest with can't be honest with me, or gives me an excuse, or gives me a story, and fucking whatever you want to call it. Or, worst of all, fucking, you know, doesn't want to fucking tell me shit until, you know, a specific moment or whatever the case may be. Oh, you guys have to bear with me for a moment, though, too, as well. I forgot to do something real quick. Hold up. I got to take that fucking timer off my screen, or else it's going to stop my stream. 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. I forgot. I always forget to do this shit when I go live, but there we go. That's fine for now. Get this back open. There we go. And if there's one thing that really bothers me with anybody who I associate with, now normally this stuff wouldn't really bother me, but I'm tired of motherfuckers like, you know, fucking giving me excuse after excuse after excuse, you know? And, or, you know, or they don't want to tell me what's really going on because fucking they're either scared to and shit. Here's the thing. Like, when I reach out and I ask somebody for help, right? A simple fucking, no, I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, Jemiah does that with me. Fucking, whatever the case may be. They don't make up excuses and shit. Or they tell me, fucking, you know what I mean? They just straight up can't. And that's fine. I go on my merry way. You know, that kind of shit. But I don't like people that tell me one thing and say, hey, you know what? Remind me tomorrow. And then I do, and then they cop out this fucking story about some dumb shit, right? Or something that could very well happen. But then it makes me wonder, it's like, okay, you know what? I don't even care about if you helping me or not. That's not even the point. The point that I'm pissed off about is that why didn't you say anything to me the night before and not have me waste my fucking time? You know what I mean? And like that to me is fucked up. You don't do that to people. You know that like if you want to be honest, just be fucking straight up honest with me, man. Like that's all it is. That's all it requires. You know what I mean? Like fucking what is so hard with being upfront and honest with somebody? Why do people gotta make up fucking lies and excuses to fucking do whatever you want to call it? Like, is it because of the fact that I still owe money to this said person or something like that, and he thinks that I'm only using this said person? Or whatever the case may be? Like, no, because I've talked to this person a billion times, and actually he knows the situation that I'm currently in. And the funny thing is that this is now, I would say, probably the eighth time now that this is actually from this individual that has done this, and he thinks that I'm too stupid to fucking realize it or figure it out. I'm not dumb, dude. The only reason why I keep my mouth shut is just because of who I am. You know what I mean? That's like me, like, you know what, man? I'm not even gonna bother. But now it's getting to the point now where it's getting fucking so fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't help me out, then just fucking tell me that you can't. be straight up honest. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna fucking chew your head off. What right do I have to be mad? I have no right. I'm coming to you asking for help, not the other way around. And trust me, if I had fucking the ability to fucking to do whatever you want to call it, and I wasn't in the situation that I'm in, yeah, I would have paid back a lot of motherfuckers by now. Jemiah would have got fucking paid. And many other people too as well that I borrowed money from, the fucking that I needed help with, fucking paid back. Debt cleared. You know what I mean? But these same people know the situation that I'm currently in. I mean, for fuck's sake, I could barely buy games for myself right now, man. Like, what the fuck? Let alone food. I could barely buy my own fucking food as is. But I'm managing with that shit. I have to micromanage my shit. But all I'm saying is that don't waste my fucking time, is basically what I'm saying. That irritates me. I don't give a fuck if you help me or not. That's fine. If you can't, you can't. But don't waste my fucking time. Tell me one thing the day before, and then when I wait for you to message you, so that way I'm not bugging you and shit and being respectful about it, then you fucking tell me another thing and just fucking whatever. Like, what the fuck? That's the part that pisses me off. That's the part that bothers me. But anyways, what's going on, Jemiah? What's going on there, fucking Shirah? What's up there, silly boy? I apologize, guys. I had to vent, fucking whatever you want to call it, because that pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie, that pissed me off. Not about the fact of, you know, fucking the whole boring money thing. I don't give a fuck about that. That's not what I'm mad about. What I'm mad about is the fact that you egg me on, and then the very next day you make me waste my fucking time. Like, but yet you could have just easily told me yesterday about this. Like, what the fuck? Like, who does that shit? You know who does do that? Liars, manipulators. That's who does that shit. But, fuck it. I digress. But that's fine. That's fine. Fucking, I just know that in the fucking foreseeable future, man, fucking, whatever. It is what it is. I'll pay back the proper people first before I have to pay back this individual, man. So, Jemiah, I hope you got your ceiling here, because I have to ask you a question. No, it's not money related. Relax. Calm your tits. It's actually Death Stranding related. I've been meaning to ask you this question, dude. I want to know what fascinates you. Fucking no, not even that, silly boy. That's, like I said, it's not about the money, dude. It's not about the money. I can give two shits about that, dude. I can really give two shits about that. It's not about the money. It's actually about the fact that fucking when people tell me one thing and then you make me waste my time the very next day. Because I could have made other plans. I could have fucking, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. But it has nothing to do with the money factor, man. But Jemiah, yeah, back to you. One thing I wanted to ask you was, sup, voice legend, is what makes it, or what compels you? And I'm not taking any cheap shots. I want to make that clear, Jemiah, if you're still listening. I want to make that clear up front. I'm just generally curious because this is a question that I want to ask everybody. Like, everybody who's sticking with Death Stranding and playing it. Outside from the stories-related stuff, what motivates you to keep playing? If it is the story, okay, fair enough. But what is it with the gameplay that makes it compelling to you as a gamer? That's my question I want to ask you. I'm going to ask the same thing too as well to Dawn too as well, because she's also currently playing it too. Or if anybody else in the chat is playing it, by all means, I want your answer to this. Because there's not many people that I've spoken to who have played Death Stranding in its entirety, even though there's still people that are still going through it, so those people technically don't count. But I've asked people who have beaten it, and every time when I talk to them, they only tell me the two exact same things like they do with every fucking PlayStation game, and that being fucking graphics and narrative. But yet when I talk to them about gameplay, they'll mention like how good like the combat is in Horizon, or they'll mention that, you know what I mean, like they love the way fucking this mechanic is, or they like the flow of the gameplay or the game loop, like God of War and that kind of stuff like that. But when it comes to Death Stranding, and the only reason why I'm asking this to you, because this is also something that's puzzling me, and why I keep going back to it, because I can't explain as to why I keep going back to playing it. Like I was just playing right before I went live, and that kind of shit. But I generally really want to know. I mean, I know my reasonings why I keep going back to it, and I'll explain that here in a moment. But I want to hear fucking Jemiah's thoughts and so far, and I also want to hear fucking Don's fucking opinion so far on what they think about the gameplay as to what makes it compelling to them. I hope you guys can hear me right now. Well, obviously you guys can, because Silly Boy fucking trolled my ass. So clearly you guys can hear me. To me, every delivery is a puzzle. You have a plan for BTs or mules while balancing crazy amount of cargoes. It's fun for me. Well, okay, yeah, no, I can respect that. Even though BTs were never a problem for me, neither are mules, because they are beyond stupid easy to avoid. But that's just me, of course. See, for me, what I like about the gameplay and what I got accustomed to, man, and you guys already know, like, I'm obsessed with zip lines and stuff like that, but I've come to this fucking conclusion where it fascinates me because not only is the world being shared, because, I mean, playing offline is one thing, which you technically still can do and possibly get some enjoyment out of it. Maybe I probably would have if I would have actually fucking, kept on playing it and got acclimated to the boring gameplay of the actual game itself, which eventually I do. That's why I'm not really complaining about the gameplay or that crap of that from that normal extent like I did before. However, my question is like, the reason why I fucking am now enjoying the game itself is because I like pre-planning my zip lines accordingly. Because I can sit there and go and get, let's say, a couple of stars from people, whatever you want to call it, to increase the amount of actual fucking bandwidth that I can have for that said area. That's allowing me to drop a couple more fucking, zip lines, because each one costs 500 per drop. So literally, if you want to drop two of them and have them connect, you got to sacrifice 1,000 points out of your fucking whatever you want to call it. So it makes you figure out, okay, where do I want to put this one? And also on top of that, the fact that you can upgrade one to get an additional 50 meters out of your actual 300. Because the max you can do at level 1 when you drop a zip line is 300. But when you upgrade to level 2, it gives you a boost, which gives you an additional 50 meters. Now, that can be beneficial in a way, but that's why you have to look at the map and pre-plan on where you're standing and where you want to place your actual zip line. So, for example, and this is exactly how I did it fucking on the first area when I went back to the very first area that you get acclimated to at the very beginning of the game, and made it so that way I can go from the first fucking city, not like, the actual not city, all the way to the very other opposite side of the fucking map without ever leaving a zip line, period. And also doing the same too as well for that little rusty BT area where all the fucking trees are and shit like that, by me allowing myself to put zip lines around that section to get to the actual farm to make my deliveries fucking quicker, more faster, and more efficient, and not have to worry about fucking BTs, not have to worry about fucking mules, none of that shit. But it's fascinating in a way when you can sit there and kind of pre-plan a route for zip lines, provided that you actually have the amount of fucking bandwidth to do it. This is why fucking I've been doing section by section. Now, I've seen a lot of people on YouTube or other people will recommend to go ahead and say, hey, you know what, I have a cargo from this place, and the distance is like halfway across the fucking map or on the other side of the map, but I'm only getting 200 likes for doing this. You're barely even going to cover half a fucking star for that. But if you go based on sections, right? So let's say, for example, I don't know, like in the central area, you start from the very top of the map and you calculate, okay, you know what? I'm going to get this guy done first, and then the closest thing that's next to that is the Elder Man, and then go from the Elder Man to the Engineer, and then from the Engineer back to home base. right? So I would basically build my infrastructures of zip lines accordingly around those fucking four places. So it makes it kind of like a one full circle, right? So I can go and stop at every place and make sure that they have a package for a specific person that's within that vicinity that I built that fucking zip line coaster around to make my carriers a lot more easier so I can get my stars fucking faster. Instead of me going from point A to point B, which is on the other side of the map, and by the time I get there, it feels like I wasted my fucking time because I'm only getting a quarter of a star or maybe even a gnat's penis fucking hair of a star. When my package is perfect and my time is fucking perfect, even on a premium delivery, because they gave me a fucking Legends of Legends fucking rank since I'm playing it on hard mode. But yet, I barely got a fucking star movement in that? What the fuck? So now the way I do it is I'm closing my options in basically where I'm doing certain fucking facilities at a time in a small secluded area, and then I expand based on that. Now, the main starting point is always going to have, that's going to be my starting point for my zip line, but at the same time, once I'm done with, let's say I'm done with the elderly man, the actual zip lines leading to him directly are going to be removed and actually put somewhere else to start my adventure fucking on this side of the map or further down on the map. And eventually, when you keep adding those stars and your bandwidth keeps expanding, the more shit and more, like the more zip lines you can put down. Meaning to make it even more better for yourself to go back and forth easier. While at the same time, making pit stops to grab more quests for whatever facilities you can get access to the easiest that are literally like fucking close to or right in front of an actual fucking zip line. Thus making your time and grinding more efficient and more effective. And making it easier for you to get your stars. Like, I cleared out the first whole entire map in like literally like 3 fucking hours. And there's like fucking tons of bitches in there and shit like that. And I completely got all 5 stars on that map in less than 2 hours. Then, of course, when you go to Central, there's obviously more work you got to do there, but there's ways around it. And so far, I've already completed half of them already. In less than a fucking day. It really depends on how you want to play it. That's what I do now. That's my little goal. But at the same time, I'm benefiting from it, though, because when I'm playing online, fucking, I'm building a structural fucking zip line that can go from multiple places so people can fucking go to one place and say, hey, cool, I got a package for the engineer. There's a shortcut here, and this takes me all the way to halfway across the map. Boom, done. It's beautiful, man. Zip lines, literally in the game, when you unlock them, fucking, I think it's at the beginning or at the end of chapter 5, is probably the fucking bloodline for this game. Fuck the building the roads. Fuck motorcycles and fuck the trucks, man. Zip lines is the best way to go. Now, mind you, you do have to get to your point A to point B by walking there while you're placing down your zip lines, but the actual fucking payoff is 10 times fucking better in the long run. Because those bikes are fucking jank. I hate them. They're fucking trash. I hate the fucking bikes in the game. And the trucks, never fucking use them. And never will use them, man, because it's irrelevant for me to fucking have to use that shit to carry packages when I can have a faster fucking route there. And call it a fucking day. That's the thing. The BTs and the mules have always been fucking stupid easy, man. And I mean, like, severely stupid easy. Like, there's really no challenge there. And, like, you know what I mean? Like, let alone the way people drop down signs from fucking right before the BT spawns to the very end of where the actual BTs will actually be gone. Fucking, you can actually just map out around it. You don't even have to fucking deal with that shit, man. But that's what I like about it, though, man, because I'm effectively helping people, and I'm building a better fucking way to get people to get to their destination. You know what the most of my likes are right now in the game? They're not ladders that I put down. They're not fucking ropes that I put down. All my likes are mainly on fucking zip lines. not on fucking bases. I had like maybe one on an actual fucking time fall fucking thing that I put up, and I also had likes on a an energy fucking post. That was it. Everything else is all likes on my fucking goddamn freaking zip lines, man. And it's always fucking a huge plus though too as well, is that you log in and you happen to be like, fuck, I'm short like fucking 10 meters to this guy's thing. Well, just gotta upgrade mine or his. If I upgrade his, which you can, and if I upgrade mine, boom, that's an extra 100 meters, man. Perfect fucking match. Especially if I'm 100 meters out. All you gotta do is upgrade mine, upgrade his, bada bing, bada boom, fucking there you go. It mixes and matches beautifully. But see, that's a cool thing, man, because you can use your head to calculate that area of that fucking vicinity out to how far you actually have to go. And where you want to place your zip lines, man. It's fucking great, dude. But here's another interesting thing, too. 6 months later, I mean, not really sure if people are still going to be playing it, but let's just say metaphorically speaking wise, 6 months later, a lot of these people that sat there and fucking bitched about how boring the gameplay is, they're still going to hate it, but they're not going to hate it as much because now they're going to be able to deliver their packages, man, in a far more easier fucking fashion because of all the online bullshit. Thrash called this shit. And then when I fucking started realizing how beneficial the online could technically be, not only to my advantage, but at the same time to other people's advantages by me helping them out too as well on top of that. And I think that's really the beauty thing and the main theme when it comes to Death Stranding as a whole, is finding ways to be more efficient to help other people out to make their life a lot more less boring and a lot more intriguing. It's not even the fact that the game forces you, because the game will always be boring regardless, but it makes you think about where you want to place your shit. Do I see myself coming back to this area later on down the line? Obviously, I'm going to. So why not pre-fucking build shit there, man? Put some zip lines, build some bridges, whatever the case may be, and call it a fucking day. So that when you get to that point, boom, you can fucking cut your goddamn walk down in half. Too sweet. Too sweet, my guy. And I think personally, though, man, and I think fucking that's the negative thing surrounding this game. The story is fucking incredible. Absolutely amazing. I was blown away on how good the fucking writing is in this fucking game, story-wise. I like how weird it is. But I like how it plays off of, like, beaches and fucking parallel universes and fucking, you know what I mean? And all this weird shit. But there's more deeper to it than that when it comes to its narrative. But now that when you actually play and you realize and you see what kind of game it is, most people are only going to look at it as being nothing more than a dull, boring, fucking repetitive grind fucking delivery game. While it is true, and that's never going to change, and I'm never going to persuade the fucking people and say that people, oh, this game is fucking perfection at its finest. No. And it's not the fact that people don't get his game. It has nothing to do with that. He's just saying that for more of a publicity stunt to try to attract more people to his game. And why the fuck shouldn't he? But at the same time, when you get people out there that actually can fucking look and realize and sit down and read the mails that you get, read interviews, see what kind of packages that are actually being brought to the people that you're delivering it to, because believe it or not, they're all themed related. But then when you start reading the emails and getting deeper into a lot of the actual fucking facilities, like, you know, representatives of these facilities, man, like, you start to learn more about fucking, like, their past and what the world used to be like before the Death Stranding actually happened. And all that shit. It's kind of cool, man. It's kind of cool. Now, is this in any way make the gameplay better? No. Not really, no. But it can immerse a player into learning and understanding more from an actual story or logistical fucking lore standpoint about the game as a whole. You know what I mean? That kind of shit. And I think that's kind of cool in a way, man. It's not a bad thing. I mean, fuck, we played Bloodborne. Bloodborne has no story. You learn the story through the fucking lore and shit. Here, you kind of get a mixture of both. Like right now, I'm doing quests for this guy who's a collector. And every fucking mission that he's given me, it's all video game related. How the fuck do you think I took this screenshot? Yeah, sure, there's been packages that are old school video game consoles, but not one that was directly, specifically PlayStation. Hell, I found a fucking goddamn fucking a cargo out in the middle of nowhere. I was running towards a zip line that was a fucking old school PSP that the collector wanted. And ironically, everything that he gives to you that he for what he wants is all gaming related shit. From old consoles to like military shooters, that kind of shit. And it's kind of cool, man. And then when you actually start reading into this guy's emails and shit like that, man, he's a fucking bigger geek than me. He's a game collector. Yeah, but the thing of it is, though, fucking Jemiah, it's not the fact that it's like the game is boring, no matter which way you look at it, but it depends on what you're doing and how you're setting up your shit. The game is still boring at a core. There's no denying that, and there's nothing wrong with that. People are going to look at that and think it's a negative thing. But you can make that boredom into something that you can call your own and make your own fun out of it, dude. As weird as it may sound, I'm having fun calculating and making sure that my zip lines match up with each other. If I know that I'm going to have to go up a hill, it's like, okay, well, then let me play this smart. I can either go around, or I can go up the goddamn hill. And yeah, I may be fucking shy by additional, maybe, what? I maybe go like, instead of the full 300 yards, I will go maybe 150 to 200 yards. Because if I go any more further when I'm on the hill, I won't be able to get an actual fucking, I'll just end up getting obscure destruction in the way. You know what I mean? So it's nice when you start to play out that way. And like you fucking start to work out that little fucking kink there, man. And then it makes your life so much more easier. So much more easier, man. And it's cool because like I like the fact too as well, and I'm glad that I caught on to this too. Because I know most people probably wouldn't, is that the fact that when you do pay attention to the clients that you're going to deliver these packages for, they're all theme related. As I just mentioned, I mentioned about the collector. There was a music guy that you had to get like all different types of like Walkmans and music CDs and instruments for the dude. Then you also got one dude who is like hardcore, the engineer. All he wants is pretty much basically fucking materials that he can use. And then that guy will eventually unlock level 3 fucking power fucking legs, which allows it to carry more weight. So it's kind of a trade-off in a way. It's a boring trade-off, but it's nice to benefit you as the person who's going out in this world and doing all this shit. Because the more you can carry, the more you can actually get fucking shit done quicker. And with the zip lines being there, which has no weight capacity whatsoever when you're on these lines, it makes your fucking time and it cuts that shit down too sweet. It's fucking amazing, dude. Because you found something in the game to trick your brain into not thinking that it's boring, Jemiah. That's what we do. And again, fucking, that's not a bad thing, and that's not an excuse either. We trick our brains into a lot of things. We trick our brains into thinking that a game like Anthem is actually good, but in actuality, we all know that it's not. You know, Jemiah, I had to make fun of you for that. But again, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I could be one of those people too as well and tell you, I'm like, yeah, and I'm going to mention this in my review. If you are a person that doesn't want a sensible fucking game, that really is beyond stupid easy to fucking play, then just stick to the fucking stories and watch the goddamn narrative on YouTube. Call it a fucking day. But you can make the game into a really odd, deep fucking simulator, man. On how you place your packages on your character. If you want that extra fucking weight, you're going to have to make sure you bring your power legs and make sure they're equipped. And on top of that, too, as well, you better hope to God that you don't run out of energy before you actually get to your destination. So you might have to bring yourself a level 1 PPC so that you can generate an actual energy thing. And then when it's done, you can actually just, break it off if you want to, or leave it there for somebody else to use. It's totally up to you. It's totally up to you on how you want to fucking play. It's all about how you set up your fucking character, how you place your fucking packages, what packages you're taking, how much weight you're carrying, and if it's even worth, like, it's like, you know what? I don't like this dude because all I'm doing is delivering some fucking bullshit. Then don't do it. If you don't care for the 5 stars to expand on how much bandwidth you have on your fucking character, so you can actually help out more people by adding more shit to the world, then hey, that's totally on you. Play it however the fuck you want to play it. If you want to play it as a fucking asshole American citizen in a fucking world that Kojima created, you can have the audacity to do that. You can be one of the worst fucking delivery mans in this game, and he won't even get punished for it. Or you can play like the way me and Jemiah are playing it. Going around, helping as many people up at the same time, building an actual fucking proper zip line to make players in the community easier to get access to their shit. And to get their stuff dropped off quicker too. Or to build that fucking bridge so that they can spend on it in their own fucking goddamn world. You know what I mean? That kind of shit. But yeah, you can really play the game however the fuck you want to play. In the context of the sense of you being a delivery guy. You happen to see a character you don't fucking like because his attitude is shit? Fuck him. Never fucking drop off deliveries for him. You can completely fucking ignore him. Completely avoid him. Yeah, you can actually fucking, depending on how you place your packages on your back, fucking, it can actually level you out and make you more balanced, so that way you're not always constantly fucking fighting the actual trigger buttons and shit. The way I play, 90% of the time when I'm running to my destination or going to my destination, I never let go of both L2 and R2. I always have those buttons pressed down because it gives me guaranteed balance, even when I'm walking up a rock or whatever you want to call it, because it automatically balances me out. I've seen tons of gamers that have played this so far that don't do that shit. They never press those buttons unless they are forced to press those buttons. Okay, now it does slow you down a little bit depending on what the fuck you're wearing and how much fucking you're carrying. But at least that way I'm guaranteed, outside for me having to spray down my packages due to fucking timefall rain, I never fucking have to worry about fucking falling over or losing my balance or going up a hill or going fucking down a hill. So it makes it easier for me. It makes it a lot more easier for me. Shut up, Garuda. Oh, Garuda's not even in here. My bad. It's so good to hear someone else talk about this game. Fucking, I went into the game actually hating it, and now I love it. And how it makes you consider your plot gear, etc. Yeah. Yeah, man. And it's also like when you come across like a certain area or something like that, and you happen, like you don't see a whole lot of, things that the community left. Then it's like, you know what, man, let me do something nice, man. You know what I mean? Let me just drop this ladder down and get this guy across easier or whatever the case may be. Yeah, man. Like, look at Stardust. Stardust told me fucking when I first started playing it, dude, that he was only on chapter 3. Fucking he was 70 hours in. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, if I would have basically stuck, right? Like, cause I'm like with fucking I don't want to pronounce your name, like fucking whatever you want to call it, because I thought fucking whatever, but just don't want to butcher your name. But the guy with the Spider-Man avatar, it looks almost like Garuda, but it's not. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe he changed his shit, but it's not though, because he's missing the Legends part. But either way. Just like what he said, man. Like, I hated the game outright at fucking first. I mean, shit, you guys heard my first impressions for the game. I couldn't stomach it. But then once I got acclimated to the gameplay and I fucking started playing it online and changed my shit around and started learning what a lot of these devices do and how they definitely do help me, especially when I found my fucking newfound love for zip lines, I started to enjoy the game more. You know what I mean? And the thing of it is that I would probably say a good portion of the gaming community, man, would probably fucking somebody else. Yeah, somebody has a similar name. His name is Garuda Legends. That's why I thought it was you for a moment there. That's who I thought you were. But my bad, buddy. But again, at the same time, it's like when I'm building these infrastructures, man. Like it's fascinating to me to see like, hey, cool. I created a one way fucking back and forth between half the map, and it just makes my life so much more easier. And it's like, if people would actually see the game for what it is, and a lot of people claim that they do, but I really don't think they do. I really, truly, honestly think they really don't see it for what it is, man. I think they fucking only see it as nothing more than a walking, boring simulator, but they don't want to look at fucking whatever you want to call it. Oh, speaking of Garuda, there you are. Speaking of whatever the fuck you want to call it, you know what I mean? And to me, it's kind of fascinating in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I play a lot of fucking boring games. I play a lot of strategy games, dude. So the boredom factor really isn't an issue for me. It really isn't. Really not an issue for me at all. I can acknowledge it that, yeah, it is. And it may not be a lot of people's fucking merits to what they're interested in. But, just fucking, once you break down everything and you see what these packages are, you understand why you're doing this. And you get there and you finally realize that as a whole, gameplay is kind of an interesting fucking loop because it makes the loop more incisive for the player on how they prepare themselves to go on that loop. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, like the loop is always going to be the same. You're going to point A to point B, but it's how you get there is what makes the game feel different. You know what I mean? It's like, do I feel like walking there, or do I feel like chipping my way out and wasting myself some bandwidth to drop down some zip lines to make my fucking truck home easier back home? You know what I mean? Nah, Garuda, I'm good, dude. And I'm still slightly fucking annoyed with you, Garuda. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, if you've had this fucking, like, this thing that you have to take care of and pay off, why didn't you just tell me yesterday, dude? I would have been like, hey, no problem, dude. I mean, shit, go do what you gotta do. Take care of that stuff, man, so you don't get yourself in trouble. Instead of me having to wait until today. Now, if it's something that you got in the mail today, then fair enough. But, I mean, fucking, if you've known about this for a while, dude, man, then you shouldn't have fucking told me to wait. It would have been a lot more understanding if you would have just been honest with me and told me straight up. You know what I mean? So that kind of ticked me off, dude. Like, I had to come on here and vent. I'm sorry I had to vent, but I mean, I'm just saying. I don't care about the money factor, Garuda, man. I don't give a fuck about that, bro. It's just like if you knew about this in advance, just fucking tell me, dude. I'll be like, hey, no worries, bro. You know what I mean? Fuck. You wouldn't hear another goddamn word out of my fucking mouth, bro, money wise. But regardless of that, um, look, it doesn't really matter what I say at the end of the day as far as fucking Death Stranding goes. It's gonna have its fans and it's gonna have its haters. It's gonna be more haters than fans, but you know what, dude, man? I'm actually proud of myself that I stuck with it and went through it. You know what I mean? Because not many people will. And it's a real fucking shame, dude. It's a real shame nobody will. But you didn't tell me yesterday. You told me today. After yesterday, you told me, it's like, yeah, just message me tomorrow to remind you. So I waited patiently. I didn't want to bug you at all. I didn't want to bother you throughout the day. So I was like, you know what? I'll wait until Garuda messages me and then I'll ask. That's what I did. And then you land that on me. And it's like, bro, if you knew about this, then why did you have me wait until today to ask you or to remind you again? You know what I mean? So like if you would have told me like, hey, well, hey, I can't do it this week because fucking I have this, I gotta fucking take care of it. I've been like, hey, no worries, bro. Fucking do what you gotta do. It's all good. It's all good. You know what I mean? I would have been respectable about it, and I would have been went on my merry way and probably jerked one out before I went to bed. You know what I mean? But that's about it, man. I'm just saying, like, just be honest, man. Because everybody else that fucking, that I have to ask when I reach out for help when I need it, fucking is always truthfully honest with me, man. And that's why fucking I have respect for so much fucking motherfuckers in this community. You know what I mean? And I know part of it, Guru, which I'm not going to say here. You know what I mean? I get it. I understand that, and I can get it for fucking gaming fucking or memory chips, man. Don't even spawn on the map until you actually get 5-star with that said person, or I think it's like a 4-star or something like that. And just to me, it's just like I look at that and it's just like, okay. Like I said, the only thing I was upset about, Garuda, man, it's not about the fucking money. I don't give a shit about that. It's just that I hate when people tell me it's like, hey, cool, man, yeah, just message me tomorrow. And then when I do that shit, and then like fucking something comes up or something like that, it's like, damn it, man, couldn't you just fucking tell me that the first place? Because I wouldn't have wasted my time. You know what I mean? I would have been in bed by now, for fuck's sake. Well, not true, because I really can't. I'm not really tired, but I digress. But yeah, Death Stranding is definitely going to be one of the hardest reviews to do, because breaking it down and explain to people to look at it from the perspective of not it being just an actual fucking walking sim, which we all know that it is, and I'm not going to say otherwise, but it's also convincing other motherfuckers too as well that there's more deeper shit. You know what I mean? But, that's fine, Garuda. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and fucking tell you otherwise, dude. Like, what the fuck? I'm just saying, I wish you would have said something to me yesterday about that. That's all I'm saying, Garuda. That's all I'm saying. Even if I would have asked you, I'm like, hey, man, you want to hang out, man? You're like, oh, well, I can't right now. I'm busy right now. I'm like, do it tomorrow. You know what I mean? I would have did the same shit. I don't give a fuck about the money, Garuda. That's irrelevant to me. That's not my fucking issue. I just wish that you would have brought this to my attention sooner. You know what I mean? Because I would have never fucking asked in the first place. That's all I'm saying. Not trying to fucking disrespect you, Garuda, or any of that crap. But I'm just saying. Because I would have been the one that would have sat there and apologized to you. And see, that right there is where you fuck up at, Garuda. Because you never told me a goddamn thing about this fucking court shit, dude. And don't sit there and tell me that you did yesterday, because I can go back and look at the goddamn chat and there's not a goddamn thing there. Nothing at all. And I've told you this shit a billion fucking times, bro, but you don't fucking listen. And I'm not about to fucking sit here to repeat myself again. You already know why. I get it. We both are struggling. That's fine. I understand that. And I'm not even hating on that. You're missing the entire point as to why I was upset. And you still think that it's fucking to do with goddamn money, dude. Jesus fucking Christ, Garuda, man. You're never going to understand, man. You're never going to get it, dude. And this is why I don't conversate. No, and that's fine. But again, look at who you're talking to, Garuda. You've opened up with way more personal shit than this, dude. And this is why fucking a lot of the times they don't have conversations with you, man. Because you try to turn it into like some fucking petty shit, man. And it's like, no. What the fuck are you talking about? Because you choose not to listen. Or you misunderstand what somebody is saying. and then you go on like this tantrum about fucking about something that the argument's not even based upon. Like, and trust me, I'm not the only one that sees it too as well. You got people in the chat that fucking see that shit all the time. When a conversation gets brought up, and then out of nowhere, you turn it into some stupid shit about SJWs, which is not even what the conversation is about. That's all I'm saying, Garuda, man. I mean, shit, if you would have told me that sooner, man, I might have actually fucking tried to see if I could help you, for fuck's sakes, my guy. That's what I'm saying. Because every time, dude, when you ask me something, man, I'm always going to be honest with you, Garuda, man. Just do the same to me, dude. If it's personal, fine. But, I mean, you've broken down a lot more other harsher things about your life, dude, to me, man. And fucking whatever the case may be. Nobody's in the chat, dude. Don't block anybody. Nobody's getting blocked in my chat. So again, Gruder, I'm not attacking you, buddy. Trust me, I wouldn't dare do that. I'm just letting you know. Don't be afraid to be honest with me, man, because fucking I'm here and I will try to help you as best as I possibly can to my ability, dude. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. Just like you do for me when I'm honest with you. You know what I mean? Sup, Deku? Wait, what did Dalton say? Oh, God. Dead franchise. Metal Gear. Well, we all know where that series went. 1, 2, and 3, Amazeballs. 4 and 5, dog shit. 5 was a dog shit. No, 5 was dog shit. Fucking, it's okay if you want to fucking believe that it's not. More power to you. But to me, 4 was fucking dog shit. Like, I saw one dude yesterday. I was reading an article on that metro.co.uk website that literally did an article, and I thought it was like before, you know what I mean? I thought it was like a review, but no, it was actually posted yesterday, in fact, that he was literally fucking giving his thoughts as to why fucking Death Stranding is one of the worst games that possibly have come out from fucking this generation. And I read the article, and there are a few things I do agree with, and that being the boring aspect of the game, but I don't agree with the whole being the worst game fucking this generation. I mean, this motherfucker probably never played Black Tiger, so he wouldn't know what game sucks is not. But I'm not going to sit there and sugarcoat shit for anybody when I review games. That's not what I do. I don't have it in my blood or my willpower to false fucking tell a lie to somebody about, oh, this game is good for this fucking reason. Like, I'm going to tell you straight up, honestly, when I do my review, exactly fucking everything to my best of my knowledge that I can explain to you of every single thing that this game has to offer. There's not a lot, but as far as the deeper aspect of things go. Because, I mean, most people will look at that and say, okay, well, that's not going to change my opinion about the game. Good, because my review shouldn't do that to you. But my review is informing you and other people out there that, because there's a lot of shit that reviewers left out, that I firmly, and I've always been telling people this now for the longest time, that I think it's absolutely wrong to keep out fucking little tiny things like that from your fucking review. Because, believe it or not, there's going to be people out there that want to know about these types of fucking things, whether it's a feature that doesn't get brought up, or whether it be a mechanic or a deeper meaning behind something that a reviewer normally does not equate to their fucking goddamn written or video review. And to me, that is not a complete review. I'm sorry, but it's fucking not for me. I like to be as detailed and go in depth as much as I possibly can, and not only share my experience, but in the process within the written words of my fucking review, or in other words, in video format, But being blatantly fucking honest. I'm not gonna sit there and fucking suck Kojima's cock to please everybody that loves fucking the cult of Kojima. No. That's not what I do. I'm not even a fan of his fucking workout to begin with, my guy. I think the motherfucker's overrated like a motherfucker. But I'm at the same time, I'm going to tell you my honest to God opinion about Death Stranding. If people fucking get mad because I keep using the term boring, well, those people can go fuck themselves. I really don't give a fuck about your goddamn cult fucking feelings. Fuck you. But I'm going to tell you exactly how the fuck it is, man. Because that's what I do. I am hyping my review up, dude. Because normally I don't like making reviews, man, because nobody watches them. Nobody cares for my fucking reviews, and whatever the case may be. Because maybe people look at my reviews and think that they're bad because they think that I'm trying to make up excuses in them. But in actuality, how can I make up something out of an excuse when I'm giving you fucking and showing you in my video exactly to what the fuck I'm talking about? But it is what it is. But regardless, though, at the end of the day, fucking, that's what an opinion piece is. You know what I mean? I'm not going to judge people like, oh, I don't fuck with fucking, like Deku, for example, man. You know, right before I started playing it, he was telling me straight up that he fucking hated it. He did not like it. He didn't care for it. But then when I found out, fucking as of today, when he told, well, technically yesterday, because it's after midnight now, he told me that he actually fucking trucked through and actually beat that shit. Garuda, why the fuck did you put goddamn Deku on block? He's never said anything towards you in any negative kind of way. The fuck are you doing, motherfucker? You know, if you put him on block, that's my first strike for you, man. Because there are fucking two more, man. You're losing your goddamn mod status, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Fuck out of here with that nonsense, man. I mean, if you blocked him on your end, then Deku, oh well, whatever. Trust me, you'll be thankful fucking in the long run that you won't be able to see Garuda writings, man. Trust me, you won't care. Just giving you a heads up. How can you find Death Stranding boring but like No Man's Sky? Yeah, well, because the gameplay loop in Death Stranding is boring. No Man's Sky does have its elements of boredom too as well. But there's more stuff to do. That's the difference. And you would know that if you've actually spent time in both worlds. You would be able to understand from my perspective. No offense there, I'll drain your soul. I get what you're saying. But No Man's Sky actually gave me a purpose and it gave me a reason. Death Stranding does. But it's the loop of the game that sucks. And that word being a big word, but it's boring as fuck. No Man's Sky's loop is more enjoyable for me. It's not as bad as fucking whatever you want to call it as Death Stranding is. No Man's Sky had a purpose. Damn right I had a purpose, man. But see, and that's what you fail to understand, Jurassic. That's what you truly fail to understand. It's something that I easily got and you'll never get. Because you'll never put the time into the game like I have. You'll never understand the lore behind that shit and why it was actually a simulation and not actually fucking something that was there. You'll never get to understand that, dude. And for that, once again, Jurassic being a douchebag that he is a fucking loser. But anyways, move on from that, boys. What's the purpose of No Man's Sky? It's not getting to the center. That's for fucking sure. The main purpose of No Man's Sky is fucking figuring out why you're in a simulation when you figure it out, man. And when you realize that you're in an actual simulation, it makes you question what the Atlas is actually trying to do. Is the Atlas trying to do whatever? Fucking, by the way, Deku, you might want to be careful when you do send me a private message like that because it will show up on the live stream. It's giving you a heads up. But when you get to a certain point in No Man's Sky early on, you start understanding what the Atlas is and what it's capable of doing. And then when you realize, fucking, when you first meet for the very first time early on, Nada and Polo, they basically tell you straight up that you've been living a lie. And that everything that you fucking do, from discoveries, from fucking whatever you want to call it, gets feeded back to the Atlas. And that expands on knowledge of what the Atlas has. That's why the Korvax blatantly worship fucking the Atlas. They look at the Atlas as their creation of God. You know what I mean? Kind of like how we, to this very given day, can look at many different ways of what actually created us. You know what I mean? That kind of shit. Meanwhile, you got the Gek that sit out there that managed to use their own pheromones to spray into people's fucking vicinity to manipulate them. Mind control them, fucking make them say kind of shit. Kind of think of it like Jedi mind tricks, right? That's what Gek do. That's why Geks are actually fucking good at trading. And why they're so effective at being traders. Because if you have something that they want, they're going to get it regardless of fucking whether you like it or not. And you won't even realize it, man. Until they're long gone. And once that pheromone starts to fucking fade away, and you come back to your senses, you just realize that a Gek is virtually fucking robbed your ass fucking blind. Right? That's what the Gek do, man. I mean, shit, after all. They enslaved an entire fucking race, the Korvax, which believe that they were actually created by the actual Atlas. And the Sentinels and the Viking, oh yeah, they had a fucking war that went on for fucking millenniums. A war that would never end. Until the Atlas fucking one day finally said, fuck it. That's not gonna fucking create anything. That's just gonna make things worse. So then the Atlas rebooted itself one day and fucking started the simulation over. And basically made fucking all the NPCs into who they are now. Gek being traitors, and fucking whatever you want to call it. And the only way you be able to understand and learn the history of these actual races, man, is by finding the monoliths that the Atlas fucking purposely left on planets for you to find. And to seek out. I've been building a network of roads and zip lines, fucking zip wires around the world to make my journey easier. That's how I do it, dude. That's how I do it. But I do it in sections, though, man, while I'm building up my bandwidth to make my life even more easier, too, as well, so I spend less time off the ground. And more time in the fucking zip lines, man, to reach my destination to get my job done quicker, man. You know what? And surprisingly, it's actually working out a lot better than I thought. I really am surprised it's working a lot better than I thought, dude. And see, not only that, what makes it even more interesting when it comes to the fucking No Man's Sky is that the Atlas can actually fucking pretty much basically run a new firmware update whenever it pleases, aka the updates that we now get for No Man's Sky on a regular basis now. And shit like that. And so the upgrades are actually pretty much basically essential, or the updates, sorry, is essentially the new and found reboot. That's why when the first fucking, when Next dropped, fucking, whatever you want to call it, before Beyond, I think it was the Pathfinder. When the Pathfinder fucking came out, they actually had a whole entire wipe. And they used that whole entire actual narrative during the whole entire ARG thing that went down for No Man's Sky in conjunction and promotion for that update. It was actually kind of fucking smart and kind of clever, dude. It was pretty cool the way they did it. But essentially, No Man's Sky started off as a game that was on a blank canvas that is now fucking becoming something of a better canvas as time goes on. And it's gotten better and better and better with every fucking update. And then it's not even including any of the actual fucking story that got added into the fucking Atlas Rises update before Next came out. That story is actually pretty incredible, man. To learn about more of a traveler that used to be just like you, who thinks that he's actually still alive. You know what I mean? Who actually has no knowledge that it's nothing more than a simulation. And then when you break that down to him and he finally understands it, man, then it's your job to either prove it to him, or it's your job just to basically tell him a fucking lie and make him live that lie for the rest of his dying, living days. And depending on what choice that you actually make, it can either end the story right there, or it can actually make the story go on a little bit longer, depending on the player's choice. Oh, I'm ready for that fucking Grounded game that fucking Obsidian announced there at XO. Oh, I can't wait to get my hands on that. That game's gonna be fucking brilliant, dude. I love those types of survival games where you can like build your own houses and shit, dude. Man, fuck yeah, I can't wait to play that shit. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying there. That's what I'm saying, Drain. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It is a boring game, but I can manage to fucking keep myself occupied in that world to make it less of a bore fest for me. Is basically what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? I mean, there's nothing wrong with it being boring. I mean, for fuck's sake, even Kojima came out and said that shit. You know what I mean? It just depends on how you perceive it, man. Like, at first I hated it, but it just grew on me. And there's there's a bizarre fucking weird addiction factor that Death Stranding fucking has, where the last couple of days, even though I've beaten the main story, I still fucking play it. You know what I mean? It's fucking weird. If having more things to do fucking made games better, Assassin's Creed would be god tier, right? Fuck no, man. God damn. That like I said, Odyssey, dude, was fucking dog vomit. Sorry, Jemiah, it just was, dude. If you like that game and you spent the time and effort in that shitty world, more power to you, buddy. More power to you. But fuck that game, dude. Jesus Christ, that game, man. I never wanted to be more happier to be done with a fucking game than that game was. But I thought Death Stranding was bad. Oh no. Odyssey takes the cake on that. I fucking hated Odyssey so much, dude. That game was such a fucking snorefest, dude. Jesus Christ. That game is more boring than fucking goddamn Death Stranding is, dude, for me. I couldn't stomach fucking Assassin's Creed Odyssey, man. Garuda, speak English, bro. Is atmospheric. That's why I find it addictive. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know. Or maybe it's addictive to me to want to go around and just fucking and place all these shortcuts around all over the place, man, to make my journey a lot more easier. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, more power to you. Congratulations, man. You gave a game of the year to one of the most boringest, shittiest fucking Assassin's Creed games known to mankind, buddy. But more power to you. More power to you. Hey, Garuda, let me remind you something, dude. Let me remind you. I understand that you're upset right now, but don't take your fucking anger out on the people that you supposedly don't like that you bitch about to me in private fucking DMs. I don't want to hear about that shit. If you got a problem with somebody, do yourself a favor. Keep your yap shut. Nobody in the chat gives a fuck to hear about it. It definitely has. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's got like this weird fucking grip to it, man. Like, you'll hate it at first, and then like the more you keep trucking along, you just grow accustomed to like the gameplay itself, and you're not even thinking about the boredom factor anymore. I want to make that clear. And then like that's it. And then like you stop playing it, and then like I don't know, like the game just you can't get the game out of your fucking head. It's weird. I can't fucking explain it. It's fucking weird, dude. Oh, I know you were, Jemiah. I know you were. You were here the entire time. You've just been listening, that's all. Because you're working and shit. But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is, sir. How? Goddamn. Goddamn. Let's see here. Damn. An opinion doesn't make a game fucking unless it's objective. Otherwise, it's all subjective. Yo, and that's, yo, like I said the same thing too as well. And I actually brought this up too as well, fucking to somebody that was talking about, no, he wasn't saying anything bad. He just like talking about interest, right? But he brought up the question that's about like, I can't. Oh, well, how do I know? Fucking hey, no worries there, Jemiah. Fucking peace out, brother. I'm gonna be getting out of here after I'm done rolling up the smoke and having it real quick, and then I'm calling it a night and get my ass to bed. But one thing I've noticed like is that when people sit there and say like, oh, like how am I gonna know that these companies that Microsoft picked up, right? How am I going to know that I can get fucking guaranteed quality out of their shit? Later, Groot, their fucking dig, buddy. And I was like, you know what? That's actually a fucking fair question to ask. But the answer is actually quite easy. It depends on what you're looking for. Now, the reason why I'm saying that depends on what you're looking for. A lot of you guys would probably never play outside from a few people who I know, like Jemiah or Fatal Charade and fucking Dauntless and stuff like that. Would probably never play CRPGs fucking ever. Or you have and you just didn't care for them. You know what I mean? But can you honestly sit there and tell me with a straight face, right? If you have no interest in those said games and you played them before and it's just not your cup of tea or you like those types of games, how can you call something that's not quality when the developer in question, whether it be whatever the case may be, or it could even be like something that fucking that Ninja Theory makes? No, it's definitely not mine. It's definitely not mine, but it is in my top 5 for games of this generation for sure. Mainly on based on the narrative aspect, not the gameplay. But despite that, though, that's what I was originally saying. It's like, this is why I always tell people that quality is subjective. And the reason why I'm saying that quality is subjective is because how can one sit there and say that a game is not quality if two things happen? One, you have no interest in that said genre or the way the game fucking plays out. And two, if you have no history on how credibility these developers are, how the fuck do you know if their games are not quality or not? I know who inXile is. I know who Obsidian is. Most people only know Obsidian from either Stick of Truth or fucking Fallout fucking New Vegas. Or recently with the amazing fucking Outer Worlds. No, Outer Worlds is my game of the year. This year. Outer Worlds is my game of the year. Because I fucking borderline worship that game. And the thing of it is, the same goes with inXile. If you've played Bard's Tale in the past, if back on the old school Macintosh days, or when it eventually came to Windows, you would understand. Or if you played Torment, Tides of Numenera, or if you've played any of their other IPs they've made, they know how to make great story-driven fucking RPGs. Just like Obsidian is. And this is why I'm so fucking glad that when Microsoft made the announcement for both these two companies, man, I lit the fuck up. Because now these developers can now make even better RPGs, man, because they have the money to back it up. They don't have to worry about taking an idea and pitching it to an actual publisher to see if that publisher is willing to invest money in that IP, let alone is that publisher even going to help support that game, give them extra money to fucking be able to actually make the game better. Now, I don't have to worry about that shit. I can't wait to see what In Exile does on a bigger budget, and I can't wait to see what Obsidian does with a bigger budget compared to what they normally have when it comes to a lot of their IPs. I can't fucking wait to see what those two devs do now. So thank you, Microsoft, for buying them out. God bless you for that. Nah, dude, Outer Worlds is too fucking good of a game, dude. Yeah, Everlast? Yeah. Yeah. And that's, again, that's another fucking pet peeve of mine, too. Has all these fucking gamers out there been living under a rock for the last fucking 3 generations, including this one? Anytime when I hear motherfuckers on fucking Twitter, in YouTube podcasts, whatever the case may be, bitching about fucking art style, right? Cartoony art styles. It's like, motherfucker, man, if you think that this is something new that Microsoft has been doing, you know nothing. Zero, nada about fucking Xbox. Because if you actually had a fucking brain in your goddamn head, go back and look at all their fucking first party offerings they fucking released last gen and the OG Xbox. How many of those games have similar graphics to that of what we're seeing today from fucking PlayStation? Not a goddamn married one outside from Gears of War. Fuck you very much, I'm out. Garbage ass motherfucking gamers, man. Piss me off, man. Uneducated pieces of fuck. When they should get with the times. They should stop making those types of games. Who the fuck are you to tell them what they can and cannot fucking make? I'd rather see Sony take a break from making fucking more realistic, graphic looking fucking kind of games and give me some other shit. Give me some more games with some more color in it. And less realism. I'm fine. I want to take a break from that shit. And you know what? I got Xbox to thank for that, or Nintendo to thank for that. Microsoft has color. That's new. No, it's not. Go back and look at their fucking history. Have you played fucking Conker's Bad Fur Day Reloaded there, fucking Jurassic? Have you played the original fucking Fable game there, Jurassic? Have you played fucking Viva Pinata? Have you played Cameo? Have you played fucking Perfect Dark Zero? Even Halo had fucking color back in the day. For fuck's sakes, my guy. Okay, then you just answered my question. Then you've answered my fucking question. Days Gone was pretty bad. Days Gone wasn't bad, dude. Days Gone was actually pretty, it dragged on a little too long for my liking, dude, man, but I thought it was alright. But whatever. Anyways, guys, I'm getting the fuck out of here so I can get my tub of lard ass to fucking bed. I want to thank y'all for coming out here, man. Love y'all with death, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out.